How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the 100% walkthrough for Wo Long Fallen Dynasty. So starting off here, to take a look at the stuff that we got in the last episode, we have our first accessory, so we're going to put that on. And looking at our helmets, I'm not going to use the Crouching Dragon helmet. You guys can if you have it. Has good resistances. Looking at the armor here, the soldier armor, decent, but we're going to keep that. And the champion bracers, water damage and attack power. Now, the General of Man armor has a set bonus. So if we tab over with the right trigger, or R2, we can see that if you put on all the set pieces, one of the special things you get here is Berserker's Might, which basically increases your damage, but increases the amount of damage you take as well. And we got his weapon, the Great Club of Polaris. It's a good weapon if you're an Earth build. And looking at the leggings, we're sticking with what we got. Now, wanted to go through this in the last episode, but time didn't permit. So basically, the reason why we're going with lightning and poison in this, so we looked at shock. Status effect inflicted when lightning accumulation reaches a certain amount, reduces toxin resistant and gradually decreases spirit. And if we look at poison, status effect, toxin accumulation reaches a certain amount, reduces flame resistance and gradually decreases HP and spirit. Also prolongs the duration of other negative effects. So the idea here is to, once we get our attributes high enough, and we can switch things around in our gear to proc lightning a lot faster. So we get the lightning status applied, and then hit the enemy with poison, and the negative effects, or any negative effects that we hit the enemy with, we can prolong that. Now, looking at the titles here, these are just things that you get, and you're rewarded with cups of cordiality throughout the game. It's killing certain enemies a certain amount of time, killing bosses a certain amount of time, stuff like that. So there are some rewards from that. So this is, as you know from the last episode, that's where we started. So, moving along here, we're going to have 3 guys up ahead, and then a cutscene. That guy got me. Kind of the nice thing about the polearm, if the guys are close enough, you can hit a couple of them. That nice reach. Okay, so here's the cutscene. Okay, so now we are joined by Zhao Yun.
My name is Zhao Yun. The Yellow Turbans have control of Mount Dongshan. You don't look short of confidence, but surely it would be reassuring to have an ally at your side.
So it's nice having companions. You can press R1 and up, or R1 and down to call them into battle, and you receive certain warrior effects from them by doing that. Now these are flags, almost like bloodstains from like Dark Souls. You can offer up a cure pot usage, and it will temporarily boost your morale rank, because most of these are around tougher enemies. Obviously that guy wasn't bad, but now you saw in the upper left of the screen, we avenged somebody. We get what's called accolade points from avenging other players, and with that you can spend accolade points in the hub area once we get to it. A few missions from now to get weapons and other things. You can kind of gamble with the accolades and get bronze, silver, and gold boxes of armor and weapons to try and get a 3 or 4 star weapon, whatever you want to try and get. It is random though, much like the other drops in the game, so it's up to you if you want to use that. So we're going to grab that and come up here. Take care of this guy. Fatal strike damage needs to come up. Didn't kill him in one shot. So hopping back across the battle flag.
Our scouts went to reconnoiter the enemy, but have not returned.
Drop down here carefully.
But have no clues as to
Grab
their
that.
whereabouts.
So we just got a bow. We're gonna slap that on. These are where your ranged weapons go, and then the smaller slots are where you put throwables like fire pots and throwing knives and stuff like that. Got another Pedeo, which is the same. Okay. So yeah,
Just look at them.
with the build, I mean, obviously we need our stats to come up a little bit, and it will help the, and also, you know, we need to refine our gear later on in the hub area to make our status effects apply to enemies a lot faster. But for now, it's decent. So, a lot of rooftops in this area, and I suggest you stick to them. A lot of opportunities for fatal blows or criticals from above, death from above, whatever you guys want to call it. Been called lots of different things in lots of different games, so. But yeah, typically any sort of battlefield that's going to have a lot of rooftops, try and stick to them because it's going to give you a lot of opportunities to do strikes from above. And so we get a marker flag right up here. And alternatively, you could have come into that same house that I was just in from right there. But there is an item on the roof I wanted to grab. So now, back over here. Sneak up on this guy. That's interesting. That killed that guy outright. Okay. So let's hop over here and grab this. And a little goodie right there. Get back up on the rooftops. It's a couple guys that we can drop on. Okay, so followers, they share spirit. So perform a fatal strike on them to reduce their overall spirit. So typically you want to go for the higher guy. Okay, so tiger seals are used to call in reinforcements. Just wanted to go over these real quick. And then that elixir that we just picked up, it increases spirit, but causes the spirit to slowly decrease over time. I personally never used a lot of these. I typically don't because I like to stockpile them in my first playthrough. So if you guys are the same way, you know, don't feel bad, but at the same time, if you wanted to experiment with some of the items, feel free to. I personally never did. Like I said, I like to kind of save stuff because I'm afraid I'm going to run out of it and need it. Never use them. So this is a nice little battle flag in middle of the area to kind of secure a foothold here. Around the corner is a doggo here, a wolf. So now, in this house, I'll drop in here, chest and a marker flag. Just remember that marker flags give you a full heal, as well as your followers. So try and keep that in mind. In case you need a heal and you're low, find a marker flag. You know, it's actually pretty helpful. Okay. Now there is an archer here that we're going to sneak up on. Now the other guys saw me, so I typically drop in this house. The other guy is right there. Wasn't a kind of a rushed shot there. I can get him in the head. So he's coming for us. Let's take him out. Back here. Gonna shoot an arrow at me, like when I'm up there. Okay. So, another chest here. Item there that he dropped, and item right there. So now, there are two guys in the house across the way, and there's a guy patrolling. So typically, what I like to do is, when this guy comes out, drop on his head, fatal strike him, which completely fails. And now everybody is alerted. So don't do that. That completely failed. Alright. Oh, calm down, buddy. Okay. So, that did not go as planned at all. There's no item in here. There is an item right here. So, let me show you what what should have happened. So you would come up here, you would dive bomb this guy. The other ones wouldn't know. You would come over here, and then drop in this roof on one of them to kind of even the odds there.
Who's there? An ally? I thought everyone had escaped. We're done for here. We have asked for aid, but it doesn't appear any reinforcements are coming. I had hoped to retaliate against the Yellow Turbans, but it seems I've already met my end.
Okay. Oh, another chest in here. So yeah, I've done that sequence like 100 times and done it the same way every time, and of course this time I screwed up. But oh well. I think I may be confusing my houses, but there may be an item behind this one house over here. I'm probably confusing my houses. Might be behind the house that we were just talking to that guy at. Yes, I am confusing my houses. Okay. I'm going around because not sure if you guys saw, but there is a flag over there that has a leader at it we need to take out in a second here. So let's do that while we're talking about it. So lock on, there we go. So you want to dive bomb this guy. Take a good chunk of his health out.
To get control of the situation. Let us go
Watch out for
together.
the red attack.
My ally.
The other guy trying to red attack. Now, one thing I should mention is even if you're not locked on to somebody, you can deflect a red attack that they're throwing at you. So typically, if you see a red attack coming, you can do. If you time it right, you can do the deflect. Ooh, we got the cudgel. So that is going to be one of our main weapons in this playthrough, in this walkthrough. So putting that on, and we got another bow. And I'm going to put the throwing knife there. Checking out the other gear here. We just got. So, like I said, you can, even if you're not locked, yeah, we're going to put that on. Even if we're not locked on to another enemy and they're throwing a red attack at you, you can kind of do a blind deflect on that. And then it's up to you after that, if you get it, if you want to flick the lock-on reticle to that enemy, and if they are in like a spirit broken state where you can actually do a fatal strike on them, you can do that as well. So just looking if there's anything better here. Oh, this one's good because it's got poison accumulation. See, this is the sort of stuff that I'm talking about. Putting like status stuff on your gear to help those status effects build up quicker. So as you can see now, it kind of takes a few casts of the poison, or even lightning for that matter, to actually get that status effect to build up fully. But with those special effects on your gear, that will definitely help those build up quicker. We are able to customize those later on in the hub, which is nice. Can build some really potent loadouts. Okay, so we're teaching you how to use the bow. And I believe, yes, this is the house I was thinking of. Okay, so we have cleared out this area. Watch out, there's a trap item. Doggo waiting to bite at your ankles. Okay, there's a bunch of these zombie guys here. So, taking those guys out. Another chief lake. Okay, so now that is where we came from. Okay, so down here is a trap. But before we do that, we're gonna go up here. There is a marker flag. Watch out, these guys like to throw fire pots. Just healing up for good measure here. Although I shouldn't have done that because the marker flag could have done it for me, but this is making sure I didn't get hit by one of those fire pots. Okay. So now they're going to roll this log down at you, and you can deflect that, as you can see. So pretty much anything that gets thrown at you, any environmental stuff, explosions, like literally you can deflect anything in this game, which is pretty awesome. Arrows, fire pots, whatever.
This is a race against time. We must hurry.
It's pretty crazy that you can deflect explosions as well. But so there's a pathway up here as well, and there's a battle flag over there. But there is an elite enemy over there, so we're not going to mess with him yet. We will do that in the next video. But right here is a shortcut back to the first battle flag. So we just go down here, grab another chief lake, and the battle flag is right there. So we might as well rest up real quick. So, new feature, reinforcements. So, for reinforcements, you can call in people with tiger seals, like I mentioned. And they're talking about the aid gauge as well. So we just have one follower now, Jayun. So when he's Oath level 1, when he gets to 5, he's going to get an additional warrior effect. So when you encourage him, like I was saying, you can also level him up further with Cups of Cordiality, which we'll be getting later on. And once they get to level 10, you can see he's an earth-based guy, and he will give you all of his gear, including his weapon. Now, that is a very, very good way of getting an early 4-star set to set your build up for success in the game. We are not going to be using one of those sets here, but it is a very good way to, set the building blocks up of your build. Just to align, each follower is aligned with their own element. So here's the boss, good old monkey man. So he likes to do a lot of slams and swipes, and that catapult move. So you just got to make sure to deflect that at the right time. Typically with red attacks, you want to wait until the glow of the attack kind of intensifies, and if that makes sense, and that is your time to deflect the attack. So pretty much here, I'm just trying to build up some poison. It may take a few, but so it eats away at his spirit. He's trying another red attack. Now he also has another red attack that he kind of jumps and flips up in the air and tries to come and slam down on you. Typically that one you want to try and deflect late, till it's like he's like almost on top of you. You want to deflect that. Like I said, when the red attack like glow kind of intensifies, typically is when you want to deflect the red attack. And yep, there it is right there. Now I'm making this guy look easy because I've farmed this guy like 100 times on New Game Plus trying to get 5-star gear, but this guy is pretty easy. I think on my first playthrough, I mean, I got him in at least like 2 or 3 tries, so very simple if you get the deflects down compared to the very first boss, which a lot of people struggle on. So we are going to get access to our divine beast finally. We can use it in action, even though we used it to take out the first boss at the end. But now we have full access to it. Now this is it's an earth-based divine beast. So it makes stone pillars come out of the ground, which is pretty nice. And then you have divine beast resonation, which powers up your allies and yourself.
This could become even more difficult.
So each divine beast has resonation and then the other action. So it's like you can use the offensive action or the defensive. So that is about it, guys. Hopefully you're all doing well. Stay tuned. More coming at you. We'll continue on in the next one. Take care.